Excellent. Hey everybody, I'm actually live on our Facebook group in our essential oil community, so I'll be looking over here at you guys on Facebook Live, and then those of you who are joining us via Zoom. Isn't this technology great? We think so, right? I'm Jennifer Gilman, and I'm a Diamond Wellness Advocate with doTERRA, and one of our team leaders with our essential oil community. So those of you coming in live on Facebook, hey guys. You are part of our essential oil community and you've been enjoying the oils for a little while, but everyone likes a refresher on this intro class because sometimes you're like, all right, I got a bunch of oils. I started using 5 or 6 of them. And then you're like, I didn't ever open the oregano. What was I supposed to do with it? So it's always good to have a real refresher course. Say, hey, Lauren, great to see you. And then for those on Zoom, a lot of times it's just maybe you've been dabbling with the oils a little bit. So give a shout out in the chat box if you have been using oils in the past, so I kind of know where you're at. So Stacy, if you could kind of, just open up the chat box if you see that on the bottom and kind of just tell me, have you used oils before? Is this brand new to you? So I can get a feel. Hey, Sonia, great to see you. So as I'm waiting for that, again, I'm Jennifer Gilman, and I'm a Diamond Wellness Advocate with doTERRA. Today, you're going to get solutions on 7 of the top health concerns that most people want answers for. But we are going to give you a little bit about what the heck an essential oil is, and of course, we'll go over how to use them. Just some basic things so you get your feet wet on these top oils. All right, we're going to play around with the top 10. All right, so let's get started. So, hey, Dottie, great to see you. My story, I just want to tell you a little bit about how the heck did I get into essential oils. I'm a master herbalist and a certified aromatherapist, but I wasn't always that. I had horrible health. I had a really bad immune system. I was the sick kid. And it, honestly, guys, it just stunk, all right? Every time I went to a party at friends growing up, I would get sick. I would have the earaches, throat aches. Before you know it, they're taking my tonsils out. I'm still sick, and nothing was really getting better. So some of you might be able to relate to that. Hey, Kayla, great to see you. So if you can relate to a poor immune system, then you relate to my story. And I needed help, but I didn't know what to do. I kept going to the doctor and I went and got antibiotics, right? That's the normal thing. So off I went to college and I got sicker because I wasn't taking care of myself. And, you never do that. You never sleep enough. You're drinking even more coffee than ever. And so finally around my mid-20s, I said enough is enough and I had to figure out a way. So that was honestly years ago, that was my journey of starting into natural health for myself. I had a regular corporate job in a whole nother industry. So like I said, I didn't start out as a master herbalist and certified aromatherapist. It started with my own personal journey of getting myself well. And little by little, I found, I had some wins. I started getting into herbs and figuring out what plants actually worked. And I was getting a real handle on how things were when all of a sudden I decided, I had this like light bulb moment, I can make this a career. So I dove in, I went to school for master herbalist and I didn't quit my other job. I was like trying to start this thing. And all of a sudden somebody said to me, one of my customers, they're like, why are you not carrying essential oils, Jen? We want to buy them from you. So I started diving in, trying to figure out the best company, which took me a while because I was calling companies up, you guys, and I was asking them questions that I knew what to ask about analytical testing methods and all this other stuff. And I won't even tell you some of the answers I got, but I chose doTERRA. I don't like bashing other companies, but I took a long time to decide what company I was going to use, and it was doTERRA. So I start using these and helping my customers. And of course, I'm diving into them for my health. And what do you know? I actually start having huge success with my health. I'm not getting sick anymore. This was a big deal because I thought I had gotten to a point where I had some wins, but I just felt like I was going to have to live with a poor immune system for the rest of my life. I was just like band-aiding it all the time. And you know what oil actually helped me was On Guard. So On Guard is the oil that really helped me with my immune system. So I'm showing you guys on Facebook and you on Zoom. And On Guard is a blend. So I use that internally, aromatically in my diffuser, and topically. And then those coupled with just, using the Lifelong Vitality supplements and other things, I haven't been sick in years. And that's crazy to me to think about that, because I was sick all the time. And now I haven't been sick in years. So I share that story because you'll hear probably many from the people that you're around with the oils, but also the person that you invited, who invited you to this class, has probably still told you a story or two, and maybe even shared some of these oils with you, right? So, ask people about what their stories are. It's kind of interesting to hear. How did you get started? What was the magic oil for you? Because it's different for everybody, right? So what is an essential oil? What the heck is that? You're like, that plant, you're telling me it's from plants, but it's a liquid in a bottle. So I don't see the plant, Jen. So what this is, envision like a peppermint plant. And if you don't know what that looks like, it's a green leafy plant. And if you were to take the leaf from the peppermint and you just kind of ripped it open and you put it up to your nose, you would smell peppermint, right? Hey, Laura. So you'll smell the peppermint. That is the essential oil. That's the aromatic compounds of the plant. So essential oils are aromatic compounds of a plant. Now you can get them from the leaves of peppermint, or the bark from a cinnamon tree, or maybe the roots from vetiver, or different things like that. So it could be from the roots, the stems, the leaves, the blossoms, in the case of lavender. So just depending on where the aromatic compounds are of a certain plant. And what they do is they collect all those. So let's go back to the case of the peppermint. Collect all these peppermint leaves, throw it in a huge stainless steel vat, and they steam distill it. And when they steam distill it, it separates oil and water, right? So they're steam distilling with water, and these aromatic compounds come off of the plant. And what's very cool about this is it contains all of the compounds of that plant. So 100% of what makes up that plant is actually in this bottle. For instance, if there's 100 chemical constituents that make up peppermint, it's all represented in the essential oil. And I think that is so cool. It's not like you're isolating one ingredient, like that. So that's essential oils. And, now you can appreciate more what's in this little bottle. So this is peppermint, actually. So if you have peppermint, I want you to open it up right now and give yourself a drop of it. And I love this because I was running around crazy today. I'm actually in a resort in Orlando, and I'm getting ready. Tomorrow is what's called the Healthy Habits Tour that doTERRA is going around to all these different cities across the U.S., and it's tomorrow. And I have a bunch of people in our team and our community coming here tomorrow to see some of the, the events that doTERRA is doing. So if you've got the peppermint, rub it in your hands, and already you smell those aromatic compounds. So I apologize, the phone is ringing in the back, and I'm just going to hang with you guys, all right? So, so smell that. Oh my God, whew. That smells so good. So Stacy, okay, I've been using oils for a few years, mostly for my allergies. Girl, you know what to use, right? Peppermint is one of them. Peppermint, lemon, lavender, and frank. And we're going to go over that. So I'll give you a little sneak peek for those of you listening. Frankincense, hopefully that's part of your ingredient, Stacy. Yep, she's nodding her head. So lemon, lavender, peppermint, frank, you got it, girl. So when we smell this peppermint, it just perks us up, right? We can breathe easily. If we were stuffed up here, it would start to just be alleviated. We can breathe more. But what also happens is it actually wakes us up, and we're just like, ooh, I got a little, alertness here. And so the other thing I want you to do is breathe it in. So you're going to make like a human inhaler here. You've got your hand flat, and then this is just like you can see through that, right? And you're going to breathe it in. And do that a few times. What we find is you'll find it's traveling down here. It's a bronchial dilator, right? So it's dilating the bronchial tubes, and opening them up. So if you were having maybe a panic attack or you couldn't breathe very well, all of a sudden you could breathe again. Also, those of you who suffer from things like asthma and things like that, well, this is a great alternative. And we always have our inhalers there, but wouldn't it be great to be able to just use peppermint at 8 cents a drop? I said 8 cents a drop. Seriously, that is a lot better, right, than some of the other options out there. So I love peppermint. Now, all we did was smelled it in and breathed it in. We didn't even use it topically yet. So go ahead and put it on the back of your neck, rub that in the back of the neck. And I like to splay my fingers too and go up into the hairline, because that way, oh God, that shit feels really good. So it's just exhilarating, right? But you're hitting the back of the ear, and there's a mastoid bone there, and it's absorption point where it goes into your bloodstream. And you're also hitting the back of the neck is where the brain stem is. So these are two really good areas to absorb into the bloodstream. So no wonder it wakes us up. And while you're at it, you can kind of give yourself a shoulder massage, all with that like 1 or 2 drops of peppermint oil. So those are a couple of my favorite ways to use that. So now you know what an essential oil is. If I quiz you, you know what that is, the aromatic compounds of the plant. You know a little bit about peppermint, right? But what's the difference out there? There are a lot of essential oils everywhere I go now. They're in gas stations, you guys. They're in gas stations. They have like little kits for like $10, $20. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You know that stuff is not any good, but we don't know. And I shouldn't make fun because I didn't know, right? 20 years ago, I bought my first oil. It was called tea tree oil. And I don't even remember why I bought it. Bought it for something. Nobody came home from the store to tell me what the heck to do with it. So I used it for whatever. And then it got shoved back in the cupboard further and further and further. And one day I found that tea tree oil. And at this point now I knew a little bit about plant medicine, and I smelled it and it was like disgusting. I'm like, something went bad. It smells rancid. Well, later I found out that one of the ways oils are adulterated is what they call watering down. It's not using water, but it's actually they're using a carrier oil to basically water it down so they can get more money and just sell more and whatever they decide. I don't know what they decide to do, some of these companies. So what happened was it wasn't the essential oil that went bad. It was whatever was in there. So it was probably like an almond oil or coconut oil or something, some kind of nut oil that went bad that I smelled. And it smelled awful. It was totally rancid. So I threw it away. So that's just one of the ways they're adulterated. But did you guys know that most of the essential oils out there, 80% are actually synthetic in the world? That's crazy. That's man-made. And they're putting on their pure essential oil. That's not okay. So that's a whole nother story about labeling and FDA and all that. We won't get into that, but I want you to know that most of them are synthetic. Now, lately I'm noticing, hey, Doreen, lately I'm noticing some bottles, somebody took a picture of one the other day for me and sent it. It said pure essential oil on the front, and on the back it said fragrance and perfumes included. And I'm like, well, at least they're telling you it's synthetic. It's ridiculous, right? But 80%, you guys, 80% is synthetic. And we don't want that because those are toxic. They're creating problems in our endocrine system. They're endocrine system disruptors. That's the equivalent to those Glade plugins, scented candles, all that kind of stuff. We love them in the beginning, but over time, we're having problems. It's wreaking havoc on our body. So the more we can learn about eliminating toxic environmental toxins, and they're in personal care products, they're in all sorts of stuff. But the more we know, the better, right? That's why you're in this class right now. You're learning a little bits, and then you trust your gut feeling and your intuition and go with your gut feeling. So that's most of them. Now, there are some bottles in like health food stores that are food grade or therapeutic grade. So now you'll notice the price is getting higher and the bottles are getting smaller, right? And so we've got food grade and therapeutic grade. doTERRA, though, doTERRA is a medicinal grade of essential oil. It is the most trusted and most tested brand amongst all medical professionals. So that tells me a lot, is the people who are very integrative medicine, more into, both Western, Eastern medicine, conventional medicine, whatever you want to call it, that are really integrating and more apt to be like, let's use a holistic approach, talk about nutrition, talk about plants, and if we need to use pharmaceuticals, we will. Well, that's the category of health professionals I'm talking about. This is the most trusted and most tested brand amongst medical professionals. So this is a big deal, and these are certified, pure, therapeutic grade essential oils. What I love about them too is most of them can be used internally. So on the back of the bottle, you'll see the FDA allows doTERRA. I'll put that kind of close. The supplement fact panel is on the back, okay, and I'm going to show you guys on Facebook too. And underneath there, it says, for internal use, take 1 drop in 4 ounces of water. So it's actually telling you how to take it internally. If you do not have doTERRA in your hands, do not take them internally. So all that hype and all the bloggers and every association with aromatherapy that says do not ingest essential oils, they are correct with the exception of the doTERRA brand. So it says it right on the back, right? But there's like several hundred other brands out there. So it's good that they're telling people don't ingest, but just know that doTERRA is different. So that's the difference. So we spent a little bit of time on that because I want you all to know where, what to look for. Even on your hands, if you tried one of the oils before, then you're going to notice it's not greasy, right? It wasn't cut with anything. It was just maybe a little bit of a sheen and it absorbed real quick. That's a good sign of a great essential oil, all right? So let's go on to 7 simple solutions, all right? So solutions, the number 1, I'm going to give you a solution for energy and focus. Guess what? You already know half of the equation. Peppermint, okay? So peppermint is the deal. Now the other one is lemon. So if we put peppermint and lemon together, this is a great blend for energy and focus. And I'm going to share a secret with you. I call it my doTERRA Red Bull. It doesn't have Red Bull in there at all, but it's, everybody knows Red Bull because it's an energy drink. Well, what you're going to do is take 1 or 2 drops each of peppermint and lemon, put it in a shot glass with a little bit of water and drink it down anytime you need a quick jolt. All right. So 1 to 2 drops of each, peppermint and lemon, a little bit of water, and just drink it down. You get a quick jolt. But you can also use this aromatically, breathing it from your hands. You can have it in a diffuser. I love diffusers. And then also topically, right? So peppermint and lemon is your energy and your focus, all right? Number 2, so some simple solution number 2, how can I breathe easier? Well, I'm going to give you 2 options there. One of them is just an oil called Breathe. Okay, so it's made to breathe easier, so you can all see this, and you can use this topically or aromatically. It's got eucalyptus in there, and cardamom, and ravensara, and laurel leaf. It's a great oil, really good for diffusing, putting on topically on the chest, back of the neck, bottoms of the feet, that kind of thing. However, what's going on right now in a lot of places in the country is we have allergies. So that's a different kind of breathing easier, right? And Stacy knows all about that. And it's 4 oils, okay? So the 4 oils, we already talked about one of them was peppermint, okay? The next oil is lavender. We need to use lavender. We need to use lemon. And we need to use frankincense. Now, some people don't use the frankincense. They'll use lemon, lavender, and peppermint, and that works pretty well. Frankincense is just, it's so anti-inflammatory, and whatever frankincense goes with, it makes all the other oils work better. So that's just good to know. So we've got, again, frankincense. Oh, let me see here. Frankincense. Frankincense is king of the oils anyway. Lemon, lavender, okay, and peppermint. And that is what we call like kind of our allergy balm. And you can put a drop of each in a shot glass with some water and drink that down. And you can repeat that every 4 to 6 hours. You can use it topically and make a fun roller bottle to make life easier in a roller bottle. Or you can also use it aromatically. During the seasonal allergies and all of that that's going on, high pollen counts and all that, usually you have to use it all 3 ways, okay? So now you have your solution for breathing easier. Moving on to number 3. Number 3 is your immune system. I already told you all about that. So On Guard. On Guard is your oil, right? On Guard, you could take this internally, topically, put it on your spine, put it on the bottoms of the feet. Before you go to work each day, put this on the bottoms of your feet. You can make mouthwash with it. You can make hand sanitizer with it. You can make hand soap with it with a little Castile. And, you know, if you want to make your life easier and you're not a big DIYer, guess what? doTERRA sells a ton of stuff with On Guard in it. They sell already made laundry detergent, cleaner concentrate, toothpaste, mouthwash, hand sanitizer, and I'm sure I'm missing a few things. So you can either buy it ready-made with your membership, or you can make it, whichever one you want. Now, if you get something more serious, it's not the common cold, but you get something that has like a virus like the flu, you're going to need a little bit more than that. So I'm going to give you 4 oils for that. You're going to need the On Guard, of course, right? But you're going to need the oregano. Oh, time to bring out the oregano. Oregano is a heavy hitter, you guys. This is a really good one. But also some lemon to break down the mucus, okay? And melaleuca, which is commonly known as tea tree oil. So let me repeat these again. You need melaleuca, which is tea tree. You need the lemon to cut the mucus. You need the oregano to go after the really bad stuff, and the On Guard. And with that, again, you can actually put a drop of each in some water and drink that every 4 to 6 hours. And by the way, all these little things I'm telling you, this is for adults only. We really take care of the kiddos in a very different way. Many times the kids don't need anything internally, but anything topically, we dilute it more. So get with the person who invited you. They've got lots of charts to share with you and different references and guidelines of how to take care of our kids at any age from birth to like 16. I got a 16-year-old, so and she uses the oil so much. So she knows what to do. She goes in my box and she's like, oh, no, you know, playing around with them, making roller bottles, and she loves diffusing. So again, oregano, lemon, the tea tree, and the On Guard, that is your flu bomb, all right? So aromatically, topically, and internally. So moving on to number 4. Number 4 is pain relief. We all need pain relief at some point. Sometimes we're not dealing with chronic pain, but maybe we just occasionally get a headache, or occasionally we work out too much and we've got our sore parts everywhere. You know, the back is hurting, the knees are hurting, whatever it is. So what I really like is the Deep Blue. Have you heard about this one before? Deep Blue. Deep Blue has wintergreen, camphor, blue chamomile. Oh, lots of other plants are in here, but this really goes deep at a muscular skeletal level to really help relieve pain. Now, Deep Blue, you can make it in a roller bottle, so you can go ahead and use this. You can use it directly on your skin, or you can put it in the unscented lotion. I love encouraging people to get fractionated coconut oil on their order and unscented lotion so that you can make things. Oh, and did you guys know that doTERRA also sells empty roller bottles and empty sprayer bottles so that you can make more stuff? And the person who invited you, I'm sure they've got a ton of recipes to share with you, because we love, what makes us different in our community is we love showing you what to do with your oils. So after you get them, you should be setting up a 1-hour wellness consult, and they're going to tell you all sorts of stuff. And you'll be like, I had no idea. I thought you were just going to tell me about how my membership goes. No. They're actually going to tell you how to make different recipes and really focus on your needs. So if you say to them, I want something for cold and flu, I want something for pain, and I want something for, I don't know, sunscreen, they're going to give you solutions and help you use your oils to make whatever you want and get them in like a ready-made form, right? So that you don't have to remember, like, Jen said like 2 drops of this and 1 drop of this. Ugh, the heck with it, I'm done, right? When you make them in rollers, sprayers, creams, now you're more apt to use them. And you'll be able to get rid of all those nasty things that were in your medicine cabinet, right? So that's the way to do it. Hey Lee, hey Joan. Hi Doreen, great to see you guys. Now, I always give you a little hyped up version, so the deep blue might be perfect. That might be exactly what you need. But pain is pain, and sometimes it is painful. So you need to make maybe something a little bit, amped up, right? So we're going to use deep blue. Frankie baby's coming back into the equation. So we need some frankincense because, again, this is one of the best anti-inflammatories, okay? Love this. So frankincense and lavender. That might be a surprise. Lavender is actually an analgesic, which is a pain reliever. So when we put these three together, frankincense, deep blue, and lavender, we can make a roller bottle. We've got a great pain roller recipe for that. And then you can also put it in a cream. Maybe you don't want it in a roller, maybe you want it in a cream, right? So that's your solution for pain. Moving on to number 5, getting a better night's sleep. We're all like, oh, finally you got to the sleep, Jen. Sleep is hard, okay? So I'm going to tell you where you would start. Know that sometimes we got to tweak this, but we've got over 100 oils, you guys. So we got you covered, okay? We got your back. But the best place to start is lavender and frankincense. And notice I've said frank a lot of times. You just need frank in your life. Frankincense is great for emotional balance, but also, remember what I said about the allergy one? Anything you put frankincense is going to help the other oils work better. That's one of its jobs. That's what it does. So if we put this with lavender, and lavender is known to bring down cortisol levels, which is our stress hormone, so that we can have a good night's sleep, well then why not put frank and lavender together? So now you can diffuse that. You can put it on topically on your spine, bottoms of the feet, back of the neck before bed, and you can also drink it. So 1 or 2 drops of each and a little bit of water about 20 minutes before bed. That's awesome. So those 2, that's your go-to for sleep, okay? By the way, those are great for stress too, stress relief. So number 6, moving on to number 6 is gut health. This is really important because gut health has a very strong correlation with your immune system. It has a correlation with stress. It has a correlation with whether you're sleeping or not, and probably a bunch of other things I didn't mention. So taking care of your gut health and your digestive health is really important. Sometimes you don't even realize you're like, well, I'm doing okay. I have a bowel movement every day, I'm like, or maybe I don't have acid reflux, so I must be doing okay. You're supposed to be going, by the way, bowel movements, let's cover this. You're supposed to be going two or 3 times a day. So very few of us actually do that without some kind of assistance. We need probiotics, we need some good supplements, but Digestin is something you want to have in your life. I love to actually put a drop of this on the top of my tongue once a day because that helps my whole digestive system. And if you're familiar with Chinese medicine, the stomach is located on the kind of the top of the tongue in the center there. And by putting that Digest Zen blend on there, just 1 drop, that really helps just help your digestive system. But you can also put a couple drops on the palm of your hand and just rub it on your stomach in a clockwise motion. Clockwise, because that's the way your digestive system works. It goes up the ascending colon, over, and then down. Okay, so clockwise. Okay, kind of like that, guys. That's how you would do that topically. But again, you can take 1 or 2 drops in water and drink it down too. So these are for those tough things like acid reflux, heartburn, diarrhea, constipation, or just wanting to jumpstart it a little bit because you're wondering like, Jen said I should be going more than once a day. Maybe I should start using this. Okay, so this is a really good one. You don't want to be home without it either. So I have a lot of very funny, well, they're not funny. They're funny now, but interesting stories about people leaving home without their Digestin and actually reaching out to people, to say, is somebody nearby that I can pick up some Digestin, for real. So this is one you really want to have Digestin for sure. Number 7, moving on to the last solution, simple solutions for your health, is weight management and metabolism. So we do have a really cool oil that I don't have with me right now called Slim and Sassy. If you're already sassy, it's not going to make you any more sassy, so don't worry about that. But it's called Slim and Sassy, and it's a great blend with 5 different plants in it. But in our little oils of 10 here, we actually have 2 oils we can get started in using, and that's lemon and peppermint. Lemon and peppermint are in the Slim and Sassy. Lemon can help curb the appetite naturally, and the peppermint revs up the metabolism. So by using this in our water, or maybe just want to take a shot of it every 4 to 6 hours, that will help you throughout the day. Also, diffusing it is a really good idea, and you can make up a nice blend to rub all over your abdomen, or maybe like the fatty areas to break up cellulite, wherever that is on your body. For me, it's like kind of all over, but you gotta like rub it in, a couple times a day. But you could make a nice body oil and it will start to break that down, all right? So Slim and Sassy, I do want to tell you a little bit about that though. It has lemon, peppermint, grapefruit, which we call like grapefruits has a really neat ability to kind of start to melt the fat cells, right? The other 2 oils are cinnamon and ginger. Okay, so there's 5 plants in that. So you may want to add Slim and Sassy onto your order. It's really a great oil. I do want to tell you as well is for people who have trouble gaining weight, this is a great oil to use topically. You can take the Slim and Sassy and put some carrier oil with it and rub it all over the abdomen, bottoms of the feet twice a day. So I've been helping some people, particularly like cancer patients that really have trouble keeping weight on. And I'm telling you, this works so well for them. And what a great thing to be able to help them, right? Or anybody else who has that issue. So it's really trying to help your body like get back into balance. So the other couple other things I want to mention to you is our customer care program. So here with our essential oil community, you are going to get so much education for free. If you decide to become a wholesale customer or a wellness advocate, you'll be connected with our community. You'll be asked, how do you want to learn? If you're a Facebooker, you're going to be in our private essential oil community. Know that with our private community, it's all about the oils. It's about finding solutions. So many people will post on there and say, I woke up with this, what do I do? Or, I want your feedback. I'm trying to help a family member. Can you guys chime in? And this is what's going on. What oil should I use? So a lot of that's going on. Plus we have weekly, a couple of times a week, we're going Facebook Live and it records in there. So if you're looking at a topic, like we've done topics anywhere from, Alina Hall did one just a couple of days ago, or that was yesterday, called Releasing Shame and Guilt Around Food and what oils to use for that. So there's all sorts of topics, and these are all recorded in our group. Now, if you don't like Facebook, don't worry. There's a lot of other things. There's ebooks, there's audibles, there's podcasts, there's a ton of resources. So know that our customer care program is to make sure that you get the resources that you want and the way you want them, right? You want to learn. We all learn different ways. So know that that's a big part of it. And then that wellness consult after you get your oils is free. There's no charge for that. So they're going to help you use your oils and put them in a usable form. So really like that. Now, ways to purchase. So let's go over that. I am going to, hey, Nancy, great to see you. Hey, Alexis. So I want to go over the ways to purchase, but I will post the link actually, or I'm sorry, those of you on Zoom, you're going to go back to the person who invited you. They're going to send you all of the kit options, okay? Those of you on Facebook, I'll post the link because many of you know that once you're a member, we can buy like kits over and over again because they're incredible values, and I do that myself. So let's get back to how you can purchase. You will want to become a wholesale customer or a wellness advocate. The difference between the two of those is you would decide, do I want to potentially do the business and earn income, which is a wellness advocate, or do I want to enjoy my oils for myself and my family? And maybe you help a few of your friends or something like that, but they're your oils to help yourself. A wholesale customer cannot earn income or sell, okay? So you just decide wholesale customer, wellness advocate. Now your next choice is, do I want to become a member with a kit or do I want to do it a la carte? Okay. So a la carte is you pay $35 for your membership for the next 12 months and you pick exactly what you want. You build up your cart the way you want it, and guess what? You get 25% off pricing. Okay. Right away, you get that 25% off right away. And for the next 12 months, every time you log into your account and throw stuff in your shopping cart, it's 25% off. And that's for both of those memberships, 25% off. The other way to become a wholesale customer or wellness advocate is to buy a kit. The kits waive that $35 fee. So there's no $35 fee that goes away. Bye-bye. Now, your kits are below wholesale pricing though. So now the kits are priced below. So it's more than 25% off. The oils I showed you today, I want to tell you, like, one of my favorite kits, of course, is the diamond kit. That's everything. That's for the girl or guy who wants it all. That is the kit I got. It's $2,700. It's everything. It's every oil. It's every doTERRA product. It's everything. It's fantastic. That kit ends up being 40% off of retail when you buy it at that $2,700 price. There's also an every oil kit, and I believe that's like $1,850 or $1,900. That's like the over 100 oils, including Melissa, Melissa is an oil that's over $100, and a diffuser. So that's a wonderful kit. There's also a natural solutions kit, and that's $550. And now with the natural solutions, you're getting quite a few oils. You have a great diffuser. You have a nice box to put them in. It's a wooden box that comes with it. Your lifelong vitality supplements, your probiotic. You've got a lot of On Guard products for just reducing that toxic environment. And then this kit of 10 is the Home Essentials kit. I love this cute little kit. So it's 10 oils, the 10 oils we went over today. And that comes with a diffuser, you guys. It's $275. I love that kit. So the only thing with that kit is I'm going to recommend, if you decide on the Home Essentials, you're going to want to put on fractionated coconut oil. And I also recommend a pack of rollers. It comes in a 6-pack, and the unscented lotion. And that will come to $309 before tax and shipping. But you're going to kind of, I really recommend that unless you already have these things at home. That way, as soon as you get your oils, you get to do a bunch of fun things with them, right? So that would be come to like $309 total. Now there's one other kit that I'll mention. It's the Family Essentials. So if you're kind of like on the fence, you're like, I just want more of a sample kit, Jen. You can get this sample kit. It's called Family Essentials. It's the 10 oils, but in smaller bottles. So that each bottle just has 80 drops of oil. But great, you got all 10 of them, right? That's $150, and there is no diffuser with it. Okay, so you've got some really good options from $2,700 down to $150 if you want any of the kits. So definitely go back to the person who invited you and say, I want to see that all my kit options. I just want to really make the right decision for me, right? And then you'll go ahead and do that. You'll get your membership started. It takes 3 business days to get your oils, so it's really quick. It comes to your house. The other thing I want you to think about is, as you're looking at your health goals, think of the things you really want to start to tackle. Work with the person who invited you to map out like a 3 or 4 month plan, because there's a program called Loyalty Rewards Program. It is optional, it is free, but it's the best way to continue getting your oils. And that would be, now you would purchase monthly. Remember, I said it's optional and it's free, okay? You don't have to be in this program. Most of us are, because we want more perks and we want to kind of budget ourselves, right? So we start with a kit, and starting next calendar month, you can become a member of Loyalty Rewards and start looking at, what do I want to work on and what else do I need? Maybe I want to get the lifelong vitality supplements next month with the probiotic. And then the month after that, I might want another diffuser and a few other oils. So they'll help you map this out. And I really, really encourage, if you're thinking about changing some things with your health, is map out a 3 or 4 month plan. That's what's really going to help you get to where you want to go, right? So think of the kit you want. What's the best kit for you? I'm not going to tell you what's best for you, because you know what's, after looking at things, get the right one for you. What makes the most sense for you, okay? And then Think about the loyalty rewards program. Now, there's one more thing I want to tell you about because it's a special that ends on the 15th. And this is from doTERRA. doTERRA is giving away 2 free products. If you get the Home Essentials Kit or the Natural Solutions Kit or the Every Oil Kit or the Diamond Kit, you're going to get a free Deep Blue and a Deep Blue rub. Okay, this comes in a tube. It's almost like a big toothpaste tube. Comes in a tube that's already mixed in unscented lotion. You're going to get those 2 free products with any of those kits. All right, and that's I think it's like a $90 value or $80 value, something like that. So that's a really, really smart purchase then. Now, if you get that Family Essentials Kit, that sample kit, that doesn't come with, okay, so you won't get it for that kit, but you'll get it for all the other kits. So I just want to make sure I point that out so that you're aware of what you're going to get for free with whatever kit, okay? So now you got your kit options, and you're going to follow up with the person that invited you to decide which one's for me. So I'm going to give you a call to action because that would be crazy if I didn't do that, right? So if you are ready, you're going to text the person that invited you tonight. You text the person and you say, I'm ready. I'm ready now, okay? So that way you're saying to them, I'm ready to move to the next step. I'm ready to either talk about those kits, or I'm ready to put my order in, or I'm ready to have a conversation because I have a few more questions, whatever it is. When you're ready, you're ready. There's no pushing you, it's up to you. But I really encourage you to, if you have a few more questions, get those answered. If you want to go to a class, maybe you want to be able to feel and touch these oils, then do that. Move to the next step, whatever that is for you. For those of you watching on Facebook, if you've already been using the oils, maybe you want a refresher. Maybe you want, we call it a lifestyle overview, and you're like, I've got my routine down, but there's some things I'd like to tweak and I'd like to help. So reach out to the person that enrolled you and say, I would like to schedule time with you and let's dive deeper. I want to make sure I'm using things right. Or there's some oils in my box I never used and I need some help, right? So I love doing those. So I know a few of you are on. I know Nancy, I haven't done that with you in a while. So let's schedule that so that we can do that via Zoom or FaceTime. For people who are elsewhere in the country, and obviously if you're in the same town, you can get together over coffee and do that. But we want to make sure everyone's taken care of at all time, and this is a journey, so know that there's always help every step of the way, right? So I'm going to close this part of it out, and I hope that you learned a lot today, and that if you might not be ready, or you might be ready to just go all in, but I welcome you to our community, and those that are in our community, thank you. Thank you for choosing our community. We have such a great tribe. We have a good time together, and sometimes you never meet each other, but you still can just be online and be like, oh, thanks for that suggestion for getting that sliver out of my hand. There's oils for that too. So it's great that we help each other, right? So I'm going to transition now for those who are interested in just hearing a smidget about the business side. Hang on, because we're going to only spend about 10-15 minutes maximum on that. I'm going to give you a little idea what the possibilities could be, so that if you want to move forward and become a wellness advocate, then you have just a little bit more. And again, you can talk to the person that invited you to get even more information. And there's videos, there's all sorts of resources for that too, okay? If you're not interested in that, thank you for being on, and we're going to move right into that now, okay? All right. So how to build with doTERRA. All right, so there's actually brochures and guides for that. And it's called the Build Guide. And if you want to find that, you can go on to doTERRA.com, and you can, in the search box, just type build, okay, B-U-I-L-D. And it will show you this guide, and it's really great. It really, I love to go through this with people one-on-one. And my first question is always, what do you want in your life? Have you allowed yourself to dream lately? Many people, this is just so natural, no blame on family or friends or anything, but as you grow up, you're told, like, stop daydreaming, get your head out of the, whatever. So you're told to stop doing that. And we're like, wait a minute, all of our dreams go away. And it's okay to dream. So I'm actually want to flip that switch on instead of off, and I encourage you to dream again. Dream big, because if we don't dream, how are we going to get there? It starts with the dream. Yeah, we got to put things in action. We need a plan. But if you don't dream about it, it's never, ever going to come to fruition. So what did you always want to do that you never did? I'm going to actually move. I'm sitting on the floor here, so I'm going to move my leg out here. So what did you always want to do that maybe you never did? Or maybe just you have new dreams and new ideas. You're like, I never thought I'd want to do this, but all of a sudden I want to, like, open a coffee shop or whatever, whatever it is. And now think about some categories of what you want in your life. That's what I love about this build guide. So I'm going to just mention a couple of things to get you thinking. And you can have a piece of paper in front of you if you want, and you can jot a few things down. But what would make the biggest impact in your life? What would that be? Would it be earning more? Would it be becoming debt-free? Maybe a generous savings account, financial freedom, or giving more. Maybe you want to do more charitable giving. All right. So far you might be saying, yep, to all of them. And in that case, for me, it is. I want all of those, right? Here's a few more. Working smarter, time freedom, building your dreams, being able to have more time for self-improvement or self-care, financial planning and preparedness. We never know when there's going to be another downturn in the economy, and are you ready? Doing what you love is a whole nother category. Do you want to travel more? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. These are your dreams, not mine. So ask yourself these questions. Do you maybe want to go back to school? Maybe you want to get more education on something. Do you want to give back in service? Do you want to spend more time with your family? So these are things to really ask yourself and allow yourself to dream. So I want to kind of move into another part of what building doTERRA brings you, because I did not understand the difference between active income and residual income before. So I want to share that with you because, like I said, I didn't know what the heck that was. So active income is if, are you working a job and getting paid for it, and when you're not there, you don't earn, okay? Maybe you have your 1 or 2 or 3 week vacation, so I'm not talking about that. But if all of a sudden you weren't working, is there money coming in? And that is a big question. So most Americans, the answer is no, there's nothing coming in. So we call that hauling buckets. You're trading hours for dollars. You have a limited, typically limited on your earnings. There's usually a ceiling to what point you're just kind of capped out. You're earning as much as you can in that job. Limited time freedom, and you're building others' dreams, because basically you're making, if you're working for a company or an organization, you're making them money. Are you making yourself money? You're taking home a pay, but are you making yourself money? Are you building your income? All right. So that was all active income. We want to look at residual income. We want something that is actually, if you work 3 to 4 or 5 years, and you work hard at something, all of a sudden the spigot turns on full force. All of a sudden there's more income coming out, even when you're on vacation, or God forbid something tragic happens in your life because you built it for 3 or 4 years. You built this doTERRA business. And like I said, God forbid something tragic happens, but I've seen it and I know people that something has happened, but they built their business beforehand and they were fine financially because they had enough worries about losing that loved one. They had time to grieve. They didn't have to worry about paying the bills because their doTERRA income was paying for everything. So there is a lot to be said for that. But you're hoping that this money is for your dreams, right? There's no limits on advancement. There's no cap, for the ceiling. With direct selling, I know there's a lot of other companies and there's people that say, oh, you had to get in early. That is not the case with doTERRA. There are people reaching Presidential Diamond and all these very high level ranks every single month. Every single month. So there is no cap. You didn't have to get in early. There's none of that nonsense. Anybody can make this big if they want to. It just depends on what you want for your goal. And of course, then you have time freedom and you're building to those dreams that you decided to have, right? So there's a lot of good information in here. Um, but I'll just tell you some of the things I love about doTERRA. I love that the retention is so high. People that decide to purchase from doTERRA and also build with doTERRA stay in doTERRA. Other companies, it's usually 12, 13%. doTERRA is really up to 70% retention. It's just unheard of in other companies. And it's because of where the heart is from doTERRA. These owners care so much about leaving a good legacy. They are really about stewards for all of us, stewards for the earth, stewards for the farmers that really grow these plants, stewards for the distillers. So it's all about caring and sharing is where it's at, really caring for each other. And that's what usually, if you're interested in that, of really being part of changing people's lives and leaving a legacy, but being okay financially yourself. It's okay to make money, you guys. It's okay. Sometimes the way we were brought up, that was shunned. It's like if you made too much money, then all of a sudden you're egotistical, or there's all sorts of words they throw at you. Not if you're doing good with that money. And there's a lot of people that do good with the money and they're giving back to others, but you should be okay to be financially set yourself, and it's okay. So own that, be okay with that. So I love, doTERRA for that. It goes well beyond the product. I love the product. It works. It just works. But it's so much more than that. It's what can we do? doTERRA is the vehicle for me to build to my dreams and to give back to others in a huge way. And one of the things I love is really planting those seeds of hope in all of you and really inspiring you to dream again. Because when I see that, especially in women, to see that all of a sudden the light comes on of these possibilities. I see it in your eyes. I see it in your stature. I see it in the way your body is, the body language. And that is so important to me. That's what I want to be able to help people with in the future more and more and more. So the more I sell doTERRA and the more people that buy toothpaste and buy frankincense and all of that, I can do that more. I can travel more. I could have my outreach can be larger. And then also being able to give back to areas of the country that are really they're without a lot, and it's not their fault. And giving back to people like Operation Underground Railroad so that they can save more kids from sex trafficking. Those things matter to me. But what matters to you? Put it on paper, put what you want on paper, create a vision board, and decide what is the vehicle going to be for you to get to your dreams. I would love to invite you to have it be doTERRA because I think it's fantastic. So I hope that I've planted some seeds in you, created some possibilities, and now the next step. What is the next step? The next step is to go back to the person that invited you and say, I want to know more. If I've piqued your interest tonight, then say, I really want to know more. I want to sit down with that brochure that Jen was talking about. I want to really figure this out because I want more in my life. So I hope that's helped all of you. I've loved having time with you all. And I'm going to say goodnight. Love you. Bye.